Hi, and welcome to our Tim Newton Today for Friday, the last day of the work week. And I don't know where this week's gone, it's just flashed by. But we do have plenty to talk about today, but a reminder about tomorrow's live program. That'll be at 9 a.m. Thai time. I'll put a posting on our community page on the YouTube channel so that you can throw in a few topics or questions if you like, and then I can sort of get a little bit ready before 9 a.m.'s live program. That's an hour of power between you and me and a cup of that stuff. So thanks for joining us today, and congratulations to this person, reported in the PhuketExpress.com. Woman in Phuket wins first prize in Thai lottery, 24 million baht in total. And a woman in Phuket has won the first prize via a digital ticket, receiving a prize of 24 million baht. You see those ticket sellers along the streets, they've been doing that for years. But now you can buy your lottery tickets online, like this woman. And the 48-year-old, whose last name's been withheld, had 4 first prize winning digital tickets in the Thai lottery, and they are drawn on the 1st and the 16th of each month. And the Thai National Lottery tickets are sold both at lottery shops and as digital tickets by the Government Lottery Office. I think a lot of people like buying from the vendors rather than the digital tickets because, at least they know that they're helping the vendor with their living as well. And results are announced twice each month, the 1st and the 16th. One ticket for the first prize in the lottery is usually worth about 6 million baht. But this woman had 4 of those tickets, so well done to her. She's going to be my next best friend. We go to the BangkokPost.com now. The TAT places bet on the final 2 months. The TAT particularly good at betting and crystal ball gazing, but their figures haven't quite realised for the first 10 months of the year. We'll check those numbers out in a moment, but they're hoping that the last 2 months might fill in some of the gaps. And the tourism sector needs to maintain its momentum in the final 2 months of the year to reach its revenue target of 2.38 trillion baht, as the total receipts tallied 1.67 trillion for the first 10 months. I suppose another part of that might be that tourists are spending a bit less than they may have in the past. The agency is preparing to intensify promotional campaigns supporting 3,000 locals and international activities across Thailand during the festive season to create momentum for next year, which has a revenue target of 3 trillion baht. And that's according to the TAT governor. And Ms. Tapani said the ease of travel, particularly the visa exemption, recently extended to Taiwanese and Indian travellers from November the 10th until May next year, following similar efforts for the Chinese and Kazakh markets, is expected to have a larger effect next year. And in terms of foreign arrivals, there were 15.8 million from short-haul markets, led by Malaysia, then China, South Korea, India and Laos. And the long-haul market had 6 million travellers, led by Russia, the US, UK, Germany and France. So let's have a look at the official numbers, and this is from the TAT. And we start off with the first column on the left, the blue column, and that's basically the last week of October, finishing on the 30th of October. And during that week, there were some 65,000 tourists coming principally from China, then Malaysia, Russia, South Korea and Laos. And then the yellow column shows the total number of tourists for the entire year from the 1st of January until the 30th of October. And those figures, the top 10, were Malaysia, China, South Korea, India, Russia, Laos, Vietnam, Singapore, the USA and Hong Kong. There was some brilliant mathematician in the comments section yesterday who was complaining the numbers just don't add up. Well, there are 195 countries in the world, not just these top 10, contributing to the tourist numbers in Thailand. Now, when you do make a booking, you do sort of hope that it's gone through. Something happened with this one. It's reported in KhaoSodenglish.com. Tourist police arrest gang of fraudsters who trick travellers into booking Pattaya villas. And tourism police have arrested a gang running a fake Facebook page advertising pool villas in the Pattaya area. And the fake pages have fooled both Thai and foreign tourists who wanted to book accommodation. and the members of this gang were involved in several fraud cases in Pattaya, Banglamung and Phnom Penh. The tourist police asked anyone who's suffered financial losses as a result of the actions of this group to contact the local police station in the area where the incidents occurred, or the tourist police in the region to take legal action against the suspects. And there's the phone numbers there. You've got the tourist police hotline, 1155, and the police tourist I Alert You application. And you can download that onto your phone. When it comes to bookings, it's probably best just to stay with the ones that you know and trust, be it the airline's website or some of the big aggregators. Perhaps avoid some of the ones you find on Facebook with the great deals from time to time, because that may lead you into an area where you're not exactly sure who you're booking with. When it comes to booking accommodation, stay with, again, the ones you know. Either book directly with accommodation that you've used in the past, or stay with the Agodas, the Bookings.com, Hotels.com. There's plenty of others, you know them, and you can use things like Airbnb, VRBO, if you want some short stay accommodation options. But just be careful online when you're throwing money around. When you see a special deal on Facebook that looks too good to be true, it probably is. Now, the TAT on their own website haven't quite got things right. And this story was published by the TAT website, tatnews.org, just a couple of days ago. Thailand waives tourist visas for Russia, India and Taiwan. It says that Thailand's extending a temporary visa exemption for tourists from Russia, India and Taiwan. It's part of the government's quick win policy to boost tourism during the high season. And people with Russian passports will be entitled to a tourist visa exemption for a 90-day stay. Well, that's correct, but Russian visitors have had visa exemption since 2005 in Thailand. So their headline, Thailand waives tourist visas for Russia, India and Taiwan. Well, it's not the first time the TAT have got things, well, just a little bit wrong. Friday's TNT and an invitation to subscribe to the channel. Also a big thank you to 5 Star Marine who have been sponsoring the program. If you'd like to go out and see any of the 30 beautiful islands and beaches around Phuket, then 5 Star Marine are the people to do that with. Their website is 5starmarinephuket.com, and you can check out all the various destinations they can take you to, or they can plan something bespoke if you'd like to go somewhere special. Thank you to 5 Star Marine. Now, yesterday there was the story saying that the Thai government are not going to be doing any more charter flights out of Israel. Seems to be a change of heart. ThaiPBSWorld.com reporting more charter flights evacuate Thais from Israel. And additional charter flights have been arranged for today and tomorrow, that'd be yesterday and today, to evacuate Thais from Israel. The embassy in Tel Aviv is urging Thais to report to the evacuation centre at a hotel in the Israeli capital if they want to be repatriated. And earlier, the Thai Foreign Ministry said that no more charter flights would be arranged after the last evacuation flight on Wednesday. The Labour Permanent Secretary said he's learned from the Israeli ambassador in Thailand that there are about 60 unidentified people of Asian origin who have been killed in Israel, and it's unknown whether there are any Thais among them. And to date, the article says some 8,602 Thais, including some students, have been repatriated, adding that about 15,000 Thai workers are still in Israel and about 5,000 in Gaza. Well, yesterday it was saying that there are still some 30,000 Thais still in Israel and Gaza, so I'm not really sure if anybody actually knows the precise number. And the article finishes by saying 22 Thais are believed to be held captive, but Hamas have insisted that they only have 19 who are now safe, and they promise to release them when the Israeli bombardment of Gaza ceases. And that reported by Thai PBS World. Going on to some domestic issues, and we head to nationthailand.com. Government task force to look into grievances of the sugar industry stakeholders. And the government's formed a task force to address the grievances of the sugar industry with the first meeting on November the 6th. And the ministry was actively considering their grievances and concerns following the decision of the Central Committee for Prices of Goods and Services to classify sugar as a controlled product. And during the meeting, it was agreed to establish a task force responsible for balancing the sugarcane farmers and the sugar industry. And the Commerce Minister said the government's open to removing sugar from the controlled goods list, but it must be a mutual agreement involving all parties and thorough discussions. The first meeting scheduled for November the 6th, and we hope to reach a consensus soon. Well, I think there's more to this than just considering sugar as a controlled substance. I think a lot of it's also got to do with the harvesting of sugarcane and a lot of the problems the plantations and the smoke from that burning causes each year. A few days ago we were discussing about these Naga fireballs up on the Mekong River around Nong Khai on the border up in the northeast and how the controversy seems to be driving a lot of the tourism. A lot of people just going up there to actually see these fireballs and decide for themselves if they are man-made or whether they're natural or indeed come from a Naga serpent. Now let's go to this article from nationthailand.com. Disputes over true origin of Naga fireballs continue while tourism booms. Of course it does. And clashes between believers and non-believers over the mysterious Naga fireballs in Nong Khai and Buang Kan provinces have gone on for decades. But what is indisputable is the fact that the phenomenon has become a popular annual festival which draws over 200,000 tourists to the two northeastern provinces each year. And I can't deny I'm sort of half interested in going up there next year to have a look for myself. And every year at the end of Buddhist Lent, which this year fell on the 15th night of the 11th month on the lunar calendar, draws hundreds of thousands of tourists and local people. And the next paragraph says equally predictable is that on the following day, local people and scientifically minded people trade barbs on social networks or in news media about the origin of the latest fireballs. And this year, a well-known lecturer and professor at the Chulalongkorn University even accepted a challenge from a businessman in Buang Kan to go there next year to prove that the fireballs were not a natural phenomenon, but rather were created by people. Jasada insisted that the fireballs were bullets fired from the Laos side of the river to deceive Thai believers. Brushing aside the disputes on the true origin of the fireballs, the annual festival draws lots of both Thai and foreign tourists to the two northeastern provinces. And the disputes over the cause of the mysterious fireballs have dated back decades. The controversies have previously prompted several people to try and disprove the supernatural power claimed to be related to the fireballs. As well, a movie was once made about the event, and a number of university graduate students have written theses about it. Disputes are expected to continue well into the future, and people are expected to continue to travel to the two provinces to await a glimpse of the annual fireballs. And one thesis writer concluded that 10 Thai and foreign tourists interviewed by her argue that the Naga fireballs would continue to exist because of the combination of economic, social and traditional causes. A bit like the vegetarian festival, which is held in parts of Thailand, including here at Turtle Beach each year, nobody's exactly sure the true origins of the festival or why they do it or why they do the things in the festival. Everybody seems to have their own ideas, and the whole concept of vegetarian food only seems to be a very, very small part of the festival anyway. But it's an excuse to get out and have fun and attract tourists, which obviously these Naga balls are going to continue to do into the future. Yeah, I am half tempted to go up there next year. Or maybe this, which is a little bit different. And nationthailand.com reporting jazz notes meet Pattaya shores at Rhythm of the Night extravaganza. And rumours that Kenny G isn't really a jazz player, he's just a easy listening saxophonist. And the story goes on, billed as the rhythm of the night, the event takes place on November the 10th to the 11th from 5 until 11 p.m, right along the pristine beach in central Pattaya in Chonburi province. And brass lovers will be treated to a free concert featuring the legend saxophonist Kenny G. And to complement the jazz experience, visitors can dine on delectable local dishes from Pattaya and nearby restaurants, making the festival an all-round sensory experience. And the festival is expected to attract at least 2 million tourists, contributing significantly to the TAT's goal of 2 trillion baht by the end of this year. I can guarantee that they're not going to reach that target. Exactly how they know precisely how much tourists spends anyway is as much a mystery as the Naga fireballs. So thank you for watching today. Our attempt is to try and bring you up to date on some of the things happening around Thailand. Hopefully you know a bit more by now. Invitation to subscribe to the channel. Big thanks to 5-Star Marine. 5starmarinephuket.com, and an invitation to join us tomorrow morning for our live program. Starts at 9 a.m, runs for an hour. Make sure you bring one of these with you. Otherwise, have a great Friday, and hopefully we'll see you over the weekend.